Hi, this is Ben from Bourse. I just want to do a video for you guys, just running through a couple of the things that you've raised with us that you need a bit of help with. Just wanted to run through and show you how to do those, and also run through basically a couple of the updates we had at the end of the last week, which I didn't get a chance to do a video for you, but I'm doing for you right now. So first of all, let's start off with the login here. So we'll see here we're on the Bourse Data website, and we're going to go to the Bourse Analyser login here. So what we're going to go through here is resetting your password. We're getting a lot of calls with clients saying, "I don't know what password is. How can I reset it?" So I'm going to run through that with you right now. So I'm just going to try logging in here. Okay. So I've purposely put in the wrong email address here, so it prompts this screen here. So what I want to do is go to reset password. You see that there in blue underneath the login button there. If I click that, it's going to send me a password reset. So I've already done that. So I'm just going to go to here and we'll see this email here. Okay. It says, "Hi, support, blah, blah, blah. As requested to to reset your password, click here on the button below." So I'm going to reset my password and it'll take me to a screen. Let's close that one. I'll just drag it over there. So I can set my new password. So I'll go it is advisable to have letters and numbers. The more difficult it is, probably the better, just for your security. So I'm going to hit reset password, and that will log me into the Bourse Analyzer. Once I log in again, so I'll go password, and yeah, it's brought me into the Bourse. Okay, so that's as I wanted there. So that's absolutely worked. So when you're stuck, you don't know what your password is, use the reset password option. You'll get an email. You better click on that link and set the password to what you want it to be. So quite a few of the calls we're getting these days is, sure, you've got the default layouts, but how can I set up my own? How can I understand how to use the Bourse? So I'm going to quickly go through and just show you a couple little tips that will probably be really beneficial to you. So first of all, you see I've got the trading, charting, and fundamentals layouts here. I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to click on the plus symbol there. So I clicked on that, and it gives me opportunity to name it whatever I want. So I'm going to call it demo. Okay, so that's a blank layout for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a watch list and then configure that to however we want. So I'll go up to market data across the top here. In that drop down menu, right at the top there, we got watch list. So we'll click on that. Okay, so this is defaulted to a one I've done previously called demo. So let's go through and let's just do a bit of manipulation with our watch list first of all. So if I go to the edges here, you see how I've got the bottom right corner of the watch list there, you got a double-ended arrow. If I hold that, well, so if I hold the left mouse button down, I can drag and resize the watch list however I want, okay? So that's how I can resize it to get it where I can see what I want to see in my watch list there. Also, we can go through and basically see all these columns here. So you got code, status, bid, ask, etc. If I go next to code, there's a little arrow there or triangle. If I left click on that, it'll give me the ability to display and hide columns that I don't want to see. So I don't really need to know the status one. It's after 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm just going to get rid of it. So you see the status column there? When I untick that, the status is gone. If I click it again, it reappears. You can also go through and just select the actual watch list and just drag it to wherever you want and drag it back. So wherever you move it, and if you go away and come back to it, it'll save automatically the layout for you. So let's now go through and let's add your watch list. So we'll go to demo, click on that. So in this drop down menu here, we see we've got all the system watch lists in here. And also at the bottom there, we got an option to create a watch list. So let's click on create watch list, and I'll call it demo 2 to be creative. And I'll go back up to demo and I select my demo 2. You also see there I've got these little icons here. These are two bits of like what I'll call paper is the duplicate or copy function. So you can make a copy of the top 20, just rename it, add whatever codes you want to it. There's also rename with a pen, which is the call it rename it whatever you want, and the X to basically delete it. So I'm just going to select it. So it's got nothing in there. So I'm going to go to add across the top here. And this is where I can add my security code. So let's just keep it nice and simple. Let's do NAB, so NAB. Okay. And now we've got a couple of options here. We've got nab.xau, nab.xasx, and nab.chia. The difference is that's the combined ASX and Chi-X market in the XAU, while XASX is just the ASX market and the Chia is the Chi-X market. So all that means is you're buying NAB, there's just two markets where you can purchase it from. So the XAU has a total volume. So about 20 to 30% of the volume that goes through the market these days goes to the Chi-X. So when you have the XAU, you're seeing more of the total market volume in here. So I'm just going to select XAU, and that's added to the watch list there. So I can also add codes by searching for the name. So I'll go Westpac. Okay, and bang, that's been added on there. We can also add Telstra. Okay, so if we go, okay, actually I don't really want to have Telstra on my watch list. I'm going to select that. You see how it's gone blue to select it. Then I hit the remove button, and it's gone. So one thing to remember with the watch lists are, when you add or remove codes or change the settings on there, that saves automatically and it saves in alphabetical order. Okay, so that's the watch list for you. Now let's have a quick look at the charts. So we go up to company data across the top, and then we scroll down to advanced charts. So let's click on that, and that's opened the chart for us. So just like the watch list, if we go to the corner, the edges of it, you get a double-ended arrow. So I'm just going to drag that out to resize it so it's nice and big for you guys to see. Okay, so you can change your code in the top left corner. Just like the watch list, it all works the same. Okay, so let's go through and I'll show you a couple of the options of the charts and how you can set those up. So if we go to display across the top here, we've got a couple of different options in here. We've got all our chart styles, so your candlesticks, your lines, your bars, which is your open, high, low, close, waves, deltas, whatever you want in there. So I also want to have a look at the open, high, low, close information, and I'll have a crosshair, and I'm going to set it to a bar chart, okay? So the open, high, low, close. So you see in the top left corner, it's got the open, high, low, close values. And also you see I've got a crosshair on here. So no matter where I point on the bar, it'll show me the price and the date of where it was. I just like that. That's just me. Okay, we go to all the different time periods here. So we've got all our intraday charts here. And we've got our weekly and monthlies. That's all pretty standard for you guys. So it's looking on daily. So also on the chart here, you'll see across the bottom, you got the plus and the minus. There you zoom in, zoom out. So plus to zoom in and negative to zoom out. You can, if you've also got a scroll wheel on your mouse, you can use that to scroll in and out to zoom in and out on your charts. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the studies or the indicators as it used to be known. So if we go to studies across the top here and we go to add, okay, this brings up our basically list of all the indicators we can use on our charts. So you can either scroll through this alphabetically and have a look, or we can just go in here and just do a quick search. So I'm just going to add a MACD on there. Okay, so I've added the MACD to the chart. So you see it across the bottom here. We're a couple options here. So this little arrow will basically put it at the top of the chart. When I click on there, you can do whatever you want. Also, you can go to the edge of it, and you see it's got the double-ended arrow. If I drag it up and down, just like I did on the the watch list in the chart, you can resize the sizing of it. I doesn't like that too much. Okay, I'm just going to put it at the bottom again. Now you'll see the little cog there. That's your settings. You can also access that across the top here under your studies. See the cog there? So if I click on the settings there, I can change my values. So I'll change that to a 14, 28, and the signal period I'll leave the same. I'm going to change my MACD color to a hot pink, and the signal color to a blue. And done. And you'll see that's automatically updated on the chart there for you. Okay, we can go through into the studies and add more indicators on here, or more studies. So we'll go to add, and let's just do moving average. Okay, so I've just searched for it, and I've got a couple of results, but I'm just going to go for the nice moving average at the top there. So you see it's put the red moving average on your chart there. So if I put my cursor over that actual moving average there, you see in the top there, where it's got MA50, so it's a 50-day moving average. I go, I don't really want that, so I'm going to change that. So if I right-click on it, you'll see Edit Moving Average. This is where you can change your value, so I'm going to put that to a 26. The field type is basically what's going off the open, high, low, close. So I'm going to do it off the close price. I'm going to make it exponential moving average on the type there, so there's plenty to play around with. And offset, I don't really want to change that. Underlay, I'm not going to change that. I'm just going to change the color to a nice orange. And you see it's already updated on the chart there, and that's saved on there. So now to lock this all down, because I want to use this as my template or my layout, as they're now called on the charts across all my codes. I'll go to layouts, and I say, call it demo 2. Just like the watch list. Okay, so no matter what code I go to, I'm just going to go to the top 20. If I click on them, it'll update for me in the chart for us. That particular time period with those particular studies, etc. Okay, so that's all on there. Now we can quickly go to the drawing tools. So in the top right corner here, if I click on there, then it opens under CSL, or the chart name. It's got drawing tool none. You can go through and add all your drawing tools, your text, your lines, your shapes, and like your Fibonacci's and retracements and Ganns. So you can add those all to the chart. Remember, they save to that particular code, and they save automatically. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to some of the enhancements that came through in the release last week. So I'm going to open up a new tab here, and I'll call it Morningstar. Helps if I can spell. So Morningstar is our data provider for our international data. So you'll see across the top of your Bourse Analyser that in there you've got Morningstar. So when we click on there, we've got a couple of options we can add to our layout sort of thing. So we've got currencies, commodity, international indices, and Morningstar summary. So start with currencies. So currencies is your currency matrix. So remember, they're 24/7 and they will update dynamically. So red means, green means it's up for the day, and red means it's down at the moment. You see for the AUD versus USD, it's pretty solid, hasn't really changed. So it's blue. So now we'll go back over here and we'll select the commodities. So you can see all the commodities from around the world, the major ones. So you've got your aluminium, copper, etc., to your oils, and to your precious metals, your silver, gold, palladium, and platinum, etc. So with each of these ones, if I want to have a closer look at them, if I go to company data, then I'll go to advanced charts. So I'll resize that a little bit so it's a bit easier for you guys to see. I'll just drag it up. Okay, so if I click on, let's say aluminium, it brings up the chart for us. A little bit slow, but it brings it up for us. And I can go to copper, it brings it up. And even with these charts, you can use the same theory where I want to go, okay, I want to use my Demo 2 layout to do my analysis on there to see how they're performing. So this same data you can use on those same charts. That's the whole idea, so you can get that visual representation of it. Okay, I'll just close that, and I'll close that. Now we can go up here and we can have a look at international indices. So something you guys have all been asking for, Dow Jones. You can now view that in the Bourse Analyser on the charts as well, and all these other codes in here. So if you want to have a look at them, click on them. Remember, the international indices watch list will drive the charts for you, just like the watch list. So we'll also go up here, we'll go to the summary, which is more condensed version, where it shows you your major indices, your commodities, and your currencies all in one window instead of the 3 separate windows. Okay, there'll be more coming from the Morningstar data. We just need to go through there and basically figure it all out. Make sure we can display it all to you. So now we're going to move on to the analyzer. So like in our previous versions of the software, we've had a market scanning software where you can do your technical analysis of the market. And this is no different here. So what we're going to do is we'll go up here and you see Analyzer across the top. I'll select Analyzer. And this is going to open to a new window. The first time you go to log into it, it's going to ask you for your username and password. So it's going to go support at boursedata. Okay. And we hit login. So it's going to be exactly the same login details as your Bourse Analyzer software here. It'll work in here. So you'll see it's opened up a screen here where it's got your formula across the top left. So in the formula at the moment, this is only stage 1 of development. We're going to have many more. You can select 17 indicators in here. Okay. You'll be able to, in the watch list, you'll be able to select your system watch list and also your user watch list. So you see here, I've got the Demo 2 watch list in here as one that I've created earlier. I'm going to select the top 200. We can do analysis a date. So this is all end of day information. So I'm going to go back to, say, Thursday last week, which will scan the 20th for us. You can do a look back to see when it occurred over like the previous 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, that this basically was a crossover or it met these basically triggers, essentially. You can look at interval, which shows you what type of data you want to go, weekly or monthly, or leave it as daily. Okay, so I'm going to do let's do a moving average single above, below. Okay, I'll select that one. So in here, we're going to have the 20s cross, the 5s crossing the 20. The style of the moving average is simple. We'll leave it as that. The 5 is crossing the 20 on the close price, and actually I'm doing this wrong. The price is below the moving average. I'm going to do the price is above the moving average. So I'm going to have a scan of that. It's a scan total 200 here. So it looks like we've got a lot of results here. So if we look at symbol here, let's look at AMP. So the moving average price for the last 20 days is $5.16, while the close price on the 20th of December was $5.27. So it was above the moving average price. So let's do another scan in here. Let's do a price and volume increase, okay? Actually, let's make it a bit different, a bit more. So let's do volume increase by percent, okay? So we're going to do the top 200. I'm going to do one, say, by volumes increased by 50%, and let's see if I get a result. You can also set your filters in here as well. So if I want to just go for stocks between $5 and $10, that do a volume greater than 500,000, just to basically narrow down my results. So I can select that. So let's have a look. Okay, so we've got run results. So GPT did a volume of 5.3 million, which is fine. So the current volume has changed by at least 50% from the previous volume. So saying the volume's increased by over 50% from the previous day. So if we want to have a look at that on a chart, let's just quickly bring up a chart. Go to Analyzer. Go GPT. Okay, and we go to your studies. We go to Add, and we'll do volume. Okay, so it triggered on the 20th. So if I just go to display and I put my all right, so we see here on the 21st, it actually here on the 20th, you'll see that across the bottom, it did 5.37 million. And the previous day, it did 3.28 million. So that's done basically a positive result on what we're scanning for. So this is visually a representation of what is actually done. So if we do a bit more of a vague one on here and we go, okay, so I'll do 20%, and we get lots of volume, we get lots of results. Okay, I'll just change that to $50. I just want to get a couple of results for you guys to have a look at. So we got a couple of results here in the results here. So let's go to, we've got two options in the bottom right corner. We got export, which will export it to an Excel document. Then we also got to save as watch list. Save as watch list will basically put into your user watch list in there. So we go vol increase, okay, 20. So it's important when you create your watch list names not to have any spaces in there, otherwise they won't save. So you see here, I've got no spaces in here, so I'm gonna hit save. Now when I go back here, and I'll just resize this, just drag it over, and I go to market data, then I go to watch list. Okay, I'll just drag it up. You'll see here, I've now got a watch list called volume increase. Okay, and now I can just have a look through for where it did a price and volume increase on that particular day. So you can see it's met both those criteria. So that's the whole idea of the analyzer, to make your life easier, to scan all the stocks for you and give you those results. So you only have to look at, say, 5 or 10 stocks instead of 200 stocks. So those were the enhancements in the last release of the Bourse Analyser. As always, if you do have any more questions about the Bourse Analyser or need help with this, please go to on the Bourse Data website. You can either go to send us an email at support@sequoia.com or support@boursedata.com. You'll get through to the same email address, or give us a call on 1300 363 766. That's 1300 363 766. That's it for this video. We'll have a lot more to come in early 2018, and thanks for using the Bourse.